Mark here, working on putting together a video for my track prep for an event I have coming up in April at Sebring International Raceway. Fingers crossed coronavirus doesn't cancel it, but as of right now they said they are moving forward with it, so shouldn't be any worries. But a few things I'm trying to get taken care of before I go there. I want to get an alignment set up. I have a guy that is supposed to be helping me out, so hopefully this week I'll be going to get that alignment set up. I'm also looking at buying a set of track dedicated brake pads. I'm currently running the StopTech Sport pads, which are pretty good for daily / light track and autocross use, but at a big track like Sebring I would definitely like a more dedicated track pad. So hopefully I can get those decided on, ordered, and here before that weekend. I would also like to get my brake fluid flushed out. I'm currently running a DOT4, just a regular Valvoline brake fluid, but a couple of my buddies said I should probably do something a little more track oriented than that, so I went ahead and ordered some of this Motul. And we'll be getting that swapped out in before the track weekend as well. And another more inconvenient thing that I'm trying to figure out is a low RPM or low throttle sputter that the vehicle has. At idle it just kind of almost has like a sputtery pop that occasionally comes into the exhaust tone, and then at light throttle while cruising it kind of has a hesitation that comes in and out, but as soon as I give it anything more than light throttle it goes away. Definitely don't feel it at all at full throttle, so I haven't been too worried about it, with the car mostly being used for track only use now, and then the occasional take it out on a nice day. But put together a few things that I'm hoping will take care of that. Got this list here. I want to check the plugs gap, make sure everything's looking all right with that. I want to check the fuel injectors. A couple things I've been bouncing ideas off with some friends is the possibility that maybe one of the fuel injectors is leaking and just dumping a little bit of extra fuel at that low throttle, low RPM situations that is causing the issue. I also want to check the wiring. This car previously had a F24 swap in it, and when the previous owner swapped that in, swapped it back in the original F20, there looks like a lot of sensors and stuff that were cut, put back in, and a lot of those connections aren't the best looking. They're just kind of together with some electrical tape over them. Nothing was really soldered, and had heat shrink put back on it, including the wiring to the injectors. So I don't know if maybe there's some interference in the wiring, so maybe after I'm checking the fuel injectors I'll check those wiring connections and see if I need to redo any of those with solder and heat shrink. If none of that comes into play, I do also want to try and check and see if maybe something in the fuel pump assembly is messed up, or maybe if it's dirty in the fuel tank and maybe sock or filter or something is just clogged up or dirty, if I need to do any of that. So I guess we'll start with the easy stuff, and we'll get the spark plugs out, check the gap on those, make sure the plugs look good, and hopefully move on from there and kind of see, after each thing is done, if it is taking care of the issue. So first I'll do a little cold start on it, see if I can get the noise to come through and give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So first up, we're going to take the coils and then the spark plugs out, and we're going to see how the plugs look, check the gaps, make sure there's no oil in the plug wells, and see how all that's going. Alright, well, I don't know if you saw that on the time lapse, but when I peeked in the back two cylinders, I had a little bit of oil buildup in the plug wells, and pulled the plugs out, and of course got some oil on them. So let's see if we take a peek in there and see. Might be the tube seals got a leak, but yeah, definitely got just a little bit, not much, down there in the well. I'm gonna try to clean that up a little bit, clean up the plugs, and then test the gap. All right, so after getting the plugs out, cleaning out the plug wells on those ones that had a little bit of oil in them, these right here are the old ones. I don't know if that's coming up on video too well, but they got a little bit of crustiness going on, not looking too great. In comparison, here's a set I had taken out last year, just because I was chasing down a different issue, and I don't think it ended up being the spark plugs, but these were pretty low mileage ones I had in before, and these look way better. So I think I'm gonna put these ones back in. I'm just gonna double check the gaps real quick and make sure those are good, and then get it all put back in. All right, I got the plugs in and just hand tight. So now we're gonna go ahead and torque them down to 24 foot-pounds. Alright, now with the plugs torqued down, we'll go ahead and get the coils back in and give it a test startup and see if that's giving us any change on that sputtering noise. Alright, we got it warmed up now. It still sounds like we got that sputtering at idle. I guess we can take it for a test drive, so if we see if that hang up at light throttle and cruising is still there. But I imagine if I still got this sputter, it's probably still there too. Alright, so we're out here cruising, just trying to get a feel if that low throttle input stumble is still there. It might be a little bit better, but I think it's still there a little bit. I don't know. Definitely hard to tell. See if she still runs good up top.